Welcome back to Launch Speed. I'm your tour guide Brendan, joined by my wildlife photographer Zach, as we frolic through the Serengeti on our epic journey in search of Pablo Escobar.
Shit, I didn't bring my camera. You think my phone will work?
Hope you enjoy.
There's multiple shapes and sizes. You just decide that a real fat guy is just a bear and it's hitting an animal.
Well, it's not going to hit a bear.
Well, yeah, I know that. It will determine the
Launch speed?
Launch speed.
Stop! I'm trying to think. I'm trying to put my words together. You're rushing me.
Am I helping?
No, not at all. No one else can see my hands.
Welcome to Launch Speed.
Anything exciting happened for you this week, my man?
Nope.
Really?
Yep.
Nothing.
Yep, pretty much nothing.
You didn't buy anything that you were excited about?
Oh, yeah, that's right. I already forgot. This morning, we bought a nice new grill. We got the extra large big green egg because my brother got one, and I need to buy everything that he gets like a week later.
You did that with the truck?
I did that with the truck.
Is this one slightly larger than the one he has?
No, it's the same.
Okay.
Except for he bought a table with it. Or I guess his wife bought him a table with it that the egg sits in nicely, and they were trying to get rid of a mahogany table at the store, so they threw in a mahogany table for the same price. So it is his, but slightly upgraded, not on purpose. I wasn't willing to pay. I was like I'll take the mahogany table, but I don't want to pay any extra. He was like, all right, well we're just trying to get rid of it, so sure. So yeah.
Where'd you get it from?
Ace Sneeds.
Oh, and
yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
I've
So
got some pretty exciting news though.
Okay, but is it better than smoked meat? I mean,
yeah, it is.
Okay, go for it.
I'm finally done at the country club. Bethesda Country Club is going to be behind me, not by the time this podcast launches, but by the time we air the next episode, I will be in a new job.
Yep. You know when I tried to quit one of my summer jobs, they were like, "No." I was like, "What? What do you mean no? No, you can't quit."
Did you stay with it?
I did. I worked on the weekends. I worked my first job during the week and that job during the weekends.
When was that?
That was 2013.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
This isn't my summer job, though.
That's true.
This is my full-time.
That's true.
It was my profession. But I am now going to be a construction worker.
Very nice.
I know it's a very common change to go from teaching tennis to building commercial properties.
A surprising amount of people who work construction actually have college degrees.
Is it? Surprising is more than like one.
Yeah, no, I just totally made that up. So, yep.
No, I was definitely the only one who went to college in my interview process. As soon as I said I went to college, one guy immediately looked at me. He said, "What are you doing here then?"
Because I got a shitty degree that I hate.
I got a degree that I don't want to work with.
Yep, that'll do it. So that's exciting.
Company's paying for me to go back to school because I am going to be in an apprenticeship for 4 years.
Yeah.
But no cost to me. And overall, it's going to be a pretty cool thing.
Yeah. I'm excited.
I hope you're excited.
Yeah.
I'm not done yet. I'm not done with my excitement, man.
All right. Let's just keep talking about you.
So, what is our favorite thing to do during the summer?
Fish.
You're damn right. It's to fish. Guess who's got every Saturday, Sunday off?
Me.
And me, which never happened before. This would be the first summer in the last 2 years that I've not worked weekends.
Yeah. Nice.
So,
not bad. Not bad.
Pretty.
Lot of beer. I mean, fishing.
Yeah, a lot of. People never get the point of fishing. They're like, it sounds so boring. That's the point of it. You can't just go out and drink beer because that's just unhealthy. But you can go fishing and you just happen to be drinking beer the whole time.
Right. Exactly.
And I also went up and saw Bryce Kessling. He was the friend of mine that was diagnosed with leukemia. He is currently in remission. Good.
Way to go, Bryce.
Yeah. So he's on the, I would say the tail end, but his immune system's still pretty shot. So he can't go to class. He's going to graduate because they're letting him do his work and tests outside of class since he can't interact with anybody right now.
Seems like this whole thing's been relatively quick. So
yeah, so the type of leukemia he has is incredibly aggressive, but also very treatable.
Awesome.
So if they hadn't caught it early, it would have killed him. But since they caught it early, it's very easy to treat.
Nice.
So
Sweet.
that's all in all, and that's the excitements of my week.
Awesome.
I've got other excitements, but I'll catch you up on those off mic.
Oh. Alrighty then.
She's not happy. She's already been updated on it, so she's not very happy about it.
All right. Dislikes of the week.
Dude, putting in a resignation at a place of work where everyone's really close is the most awkward thing I've ever done.
Especially when they say no.
That's true. So I resigned on Tuesday, but I had to go in on Tuesday morning to play doubles with a group of men. And so I didn't expect to have to actually deal with anybody when they first heard the news. But I got off court and everybody at my work knew I was quitting. And they all just started grilling me with questions. And two of them immediately looked down on me for doing the career change. They're like, you're just going to be a construction worker now?
No, I'm going to be a carpenter.
I was like, I'm gonna be a
apprentice,
carpenter, man.
and then journeyman. And then I'm going to change my job again. Start from the beginning.
Forever and ever. But my boss called me multiple times. I didn't answer any of the times besides the last time because it was like 6 o'clock at night and I just answered the phone without thinking about it. And he wanted to know what was going on. I was like, I'm quitting. He's like, can we get you to stay? I was like, I don't
Triple
think,
my salary and sure.
I was like, I don't think you're willing to meet it, so I'm not even gonna ask. He's like, well, let's go with it. And I was like, you need to fire one of the other guys, like not one of the other guys, but somebody else, and put me in their spot, and that's the only way I do it.
Yeah.
And he was like, that's kind of hard to swing, Zach. And I said, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's why I didn't ask for it in my letter. Like,
Exactly.
If you want me to stay, you need to fire this person.
That's pretty brutal.
Last thing I could not stand this week, mostly about today, and also since we've had really nice weather this week, right?
It was kind of cold.
I would say nicer than we've had. Like sunny in the mornings,
Okay.
enjoyable
I
to
guess.
be outside, especially apparently if you like being on your bicycle.
Yep.
Not that I hate people who ride their bikes or anything, just people who ride their bikes on the road, as we all know.
Right.
It brings them out like the bugs of summer, man. They're just on the road. I think if the speed limit's above 25 miles an hour, they should not be allowed on that road because I'm so irritated, man. I was late to work this morning because of a gaggle of them were stuck in the road.
It's not possible that you just left too late, or that
No, it's their fault.
Yeah.
I would have been on time.
Uh-huh.
I've left.
You would have been exactly on time.
I would have been exactly
leaving
on time.
no room for error.
Yes.
No room for an accident or just a heavy traffic day. So you're blaming your own lack of planning on these poor cyclists who are just
Yes.
trying to
They're
try
like,
to have a good time,
they're like
get some exercise.
the spider webs of the driving road.
I don't like-
You can't really avoid them. The best way to deal with it is to drive with a stick and hit them as you go by.
I don't. I understand people if you want to stop listening to this. I don't blame you at all.
I'm kidding. It's mostly because Brian out there is a cyclist, and I just love giving him crap about it now.
Yeah, well, he's gonna love punching you in the throat when he sees you again.
That's fine.
His words, not mine.
Is it because I told him to throw his bike away?
I don't know exactly why, but he certainly wants to punch you in the throat. And I gotta say, I can't blame him.
I don't blame him either, man. I've been egging that on for a while now.
You have been
Well, it's not going to stop either.
great because I just love talking about your irrational hatred of people who ride their bike
On the road. It's got to be on the road. There's a qualifier with that.
Moving on, looking ahead, Game of Thrones starts a week from tomorrow as we record this. Starts on the 14th, unfortunately, on a Sunday. It's the worst day to release stuff.
Why?
I'm so excited. Sundays?
Why is that the worst day? You have nothing to do Sunday nights.
Except go to bed early. Yeah, man. Let me tell you, when you have a job where you have to work 5 days a week, and you
I
can't,
do work 5 days a
not
week.
5 consecutive days.
You're right.
And yeah, it's just. But anyways, I'm really excited. I'm super stoked. I totally forget what happened in the first 7 seasons. I think there was some fighting, some bloodshed, some incest, and maybe some magic. And that's all I remember.
And a lot of nudity.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Also on April 14th is the Master Sunday. We get
Great.
to see who puts on a
Oh
good
man, that's gonna be tough. Am I gonna watch?
They
Is that tennis or golf? I can't remember.
Oh my god. It's golf.
It's golf. Okay.
It's the green jacket.
Yeah. What am I gonna do? Am I gonna watch golf? I'm gonna watch Game of Thrones. I don't.
Okay, so the golf
know.
one happens before Game of Thrones. So you get to spend all Sunday watching some great golf, and then you get to finish it off with watching Game of Thrones.
Those are like the opposite things. It's very opposite.
I forgot you don't enjoy watching
And he
most sports on.
hits the ball, and the ball goes in the air. The ball is going straight, and a crocodile ate it. Oh shit!
I don't think there's crocodiles at the Masters.
If it's in Florida,
They have crocodiles all of a sudden?
yeah.
Huh.
Possibly.
Do they?
What, in Florida? Yeah.
It's alligators.
Oh. Nobody knows the difference.
Yes, everyone was taught the difference between crocodile and alligator.
Oh,
because that was
what
a crucial-
I do know the difference.
What is it?
Crocodiles, you'll see in a while, and alligators, you'll see later. Oh, yeah. See, South Florida is the only place in the world where alligators and crocodiles live alongside each other.
Oh, my God.
Oh.
Who put this computer in charge that she can just bring it up whenever she wants that I'm wrong?
going to pay her extra for this.
I hope so. You actually going to cook dinner for once?
What are you talking about? I cooked it all the time. Next week, on Saturday, we have an interview with David Jackson from School of Podcasting, which is pretty exciting. Pretty big name in the podcasting world.
Exciting for us.
Exciting for us.
Maybe not our listeners.
Well, they're going to get some good content, some good insight on how podcasts are made.
Is that going to replace our usual episode, or are we going to do 2 again?
I figure we'd do 2.
Okay.
Why not?
I'm just here along for the ride. I came with the idea, and I'm just letting you do all the work for it.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I'm pretty much doing all the work. But yeah, we don't have any shout outs. I lied. Shout out to Brian for becoming our patron.
Our first patron? Let's go.
Patron. Because none of my other family members want to support my hobby, and that's okay.
Neither do mine.
Yeah. That's all right. But yeah, shout out to Brian and the Mid-Atlantic Gravel Travel and Dirt podcast, where they mainly talk about riding your bike not on the road.
That's what matters. I can get behind that.
And all kinds of fun stuff like that. We're going to get a sticker to you as soon as you are back in the area. And if you want a sticker, go ahead and become a patron.
Man, that's some real good loot right there.
Hey, they're pretty dope stickers. I like them a lot.
Why don't we start giving shirts away with the patron?
I don't have that kind of cash, bro. Woo. All right.
It's $25 a month, and we'll get you a $20 shirt. That's $5 to us.
Okay.
You get a new Launch Speed shirt every month.
Wow. I can't come up with that many t-shirt ideas. All right, whatever.
Whatever.
Moving on.
Moving on to show off our bear bits.
Oh, this one is really good. I don't think that you've heard of this, so I'm really excited to tell you. So Andrew Thornton, which is a terrible name, was a narcotics officer turned drug kingpin in the 80s. Which
nice.
is, real nice change of career there.
Bet it was much more lucrative.
Yeah. He was doing a drug flight with a bunch of cocaine on the flight, and he abandoned the airplane mid-flight. So he dropped the 40 plastic containers full of cocaine in the Chattahoochee National Forest. He then jumped out of the plane and unfortunately became tangled in his parachute and fell to his death. And
Chattahoochee?
That's what it says.
What a
Chattahoochee.
I'm sure you're butchering it.
I don't think so. I don't see any other way to pronounce this.
All right, whatever.
But he
died
in Knoxville, Tennessee, which is, I guess, part of the... There's got to be no other way to say it. Chattahoochee National Forest. So, police went back. They somehow knew about it. They expected to find about $15 million worth of cocaine and a dead body. Instead, they found 40 open containers and one very, very dead black bear. He had what we would say would be the worst overdose in animal history. His stomach, they said, was literally packed to the brim with cocaine.
Man, I bet that bear was wild for a second.
The cause of death is the best part. I shouldn't say best part. One of the better parts of the story. He died of cerebral hemorrhaging, respiratory failure, hyperthermia, renal failure, heart failure, and stroke. All at once. But I mean, that's a lot of coke.
That is a lot of. I want to know how much coke or how much can a bear's stomach fit.
Apparently 40 containers worth of coke. I don't know how big the containers are.
Wait, so it ate all of it?
Well, it ate at least some from each container. Just had to sample it. I bet once it started eating it, it just couldn't stop.
No.
It was like, oh my God, it's so great. I can fly.
What if there were just lines everywhere where the bear like didn't get to?
So the bear was taxidermied, and I guess a couple people owned the bear in its lifetime, the taxidermied bear, including reportedly Waylon Jennings. But now it's in a museum in Kentucky State.
Is it still packed full of cocaine?
I believe they probably would have taken that out. I'm going to say 100% they took that out. And they named it Pablo Escobar.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'll give it to him. That was a good one.
Yeah, I enjoy that.
Dude, that's some primo bear bits right there.
That's the kind of stuff we want every week. Unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on how you look at it, not a lot of bears die of drug overdoses. Yeah. So there's not a lot of stories.
We got to find one
like
with
that.
A meth addict one.
Yeah. No.
It just gets caught in like a McDonald's drive-through.
All right, moving on. We have a couple of things from last week and previous episodes. So they did the initial report on the Boeing 737 MAX planes and said that the Ethiopian crash, which is the most recent crash, the pilots actually followed the correct steps to get the airplane under control, but the anti-stall technology may be to blame for the crash, which probably means that a lot of people are about to sue Boeing.
Yeah. I might want to put a put on them for those who trade in stock.
Yeah, maybe. The other thing we talked briefly, or at length.
I was going to say, we talked at length
last week about J.K. Rowling, or Rowling, or whatever it is.
Or J.K.
And, I don't know, editing her stories after the fact to try and be more inclusive. Her newest book, Harry's bisexual now. Harry and Ron have some sort of love affair.
Are you... What?
And this is, let's see, a new trilogy of novels that takes place 19 years after the end of the original Harry Potter series, Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, in which Harry marries a woman, and then at some point in those 19 years, he becomes bisexual.
So he marries Ron's sister and then sleeps with Ron.
Apparently. And like I said before, it's like she's writing her own fan fiction.
Well, she hasn't finished this book
Not yet. Nope. 2021.
So she is now writing to just be inclusive.
Right.
She's gonna destroy her whole series to just stay relevant.
I wouldn't say that. I don't mind this as much as her other editions because, people change, right? It's possible,
I guess.
But it bothers me less than her saying after the fact, like, oh, Harry was gay the whole time. Like, Hagrid was actually not real. He just imagined everything, something like that. You can't just change the story like that.
I've heard there was a lot of mixed input on this one. I did read up on it. I'm kind of done with her.
Yeah.
I'm going to cancel her today.
You're canceling her.
Yeah.
Wow, that sounds like you're taking a hit out on her.
That's fine.
Okay.
That's a Patreon for that too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But enough about J.K. Rowling.
Not even close. Not even close, dude. Yeah, I guess that's it from that. We can go into non-tech news. Had you heard Steven Spielberg said something like, people really enjoy going to movie theaters. We should only have movies at the Oscars that appeared in theaters. That's my best Steven Spielberg voice, and I don't know what it sounds like.
I don't know what it sounds like either. I'm going to go with that.
I'm saying, yeah, perfecto. The Department of Justice say that might be against antitrust laws, not including like Netflix or Amazon Prime in the Oscars. And wow. That's
What?
wow, thanks computer for pulling up just a picture of an Oscar. That's so helpful.
In case you didn't know what it looked like.
So yeah, I mean it's not terribly interesting, but I mean like the DOJ getting involved with like an awards show.
Nobody cares about the Oscars anymore. Why is it even news?
I don't know. It's making a statement. That's what the Oscars were trying to do, and that's not exactly what the DOJ is trying to do. But it's just kind of reaffirming everybody's belief that streaming is the future.
Yeah.
And that traditional media is dead.
Yeah.
Podcasts all the way. Woo.
I do enjoy going to a movie theater more than I enjoy watching a movie for the first time at home.
I understand that the experience can be a little more better.
Wow, man.
Because you're surrounded by other people watching the same thing as you, in theory, experiencing it for the first time, and really big screen, really loud music, really sticky floor. But like, I mean,
And people chewing popcorn in your ear.
and every 5 minutes somebody opens a candy wrapper as loud as possible.
Okay, so just a little tangent here. I watched A Quiet Place finally.
Okay,
Have you seen it?
I've not.
Oh man, this never. Okay, I'm gonna go. So there's.
Do I need to cover my ears for this?
No.
Okay.
There's not much dialogue in the whole movie.
Really? In A Quiet Place, there's not.
They really meant it.
Well, it's like the same thing as what's it called? What was the movie that everybody went crazy over with
Get
the eyes you can't see? Bird Box.
Oh.
It's like same thing as Bird Box except for it was sound instead of sight.
Yeah, and also it's way better done.
Well, it can't be worse.
That's true. So I really, really enjoyed the movie, but I don't think I could have seen it in theaters. Because you know how I am with hearing people eat? It's such a quiet movie that if you would hear everyone eating, and I couldn't do it.
Something like that, it wouldn't even make sense to see in theaters because part of the reason you go to the theaters, as I just said, is for the awesome sound effects and like feeling like you're in part of it.
The jump scares would be way higher, though.
Yeah, but like you're not going to go to well, I guess people used to go to talkies all the time. Didn't actually have any like real music or real dialogue or whatever.
It was recommend
I don't know.
that movie for anyone. It's on Amazon Prime now. Hands down one of the better movies I've seen in a while.
Computer, add that to our list. Alexa. All right.
I apologize. I didn't look through any of this rundown, so you're gonna have to just lead me.
All right. Just going for it. A Chinese woman was caught at the Trump Resort, I believe Mar-a-Lago in Florida, with a thumb drive with malware on it.
Did she know she was carrying it?
Oh, yeah, I'm pretty sure. I read the story. She initially said that she was like a family member of something, and she was a Chinese woman, so she had the same last name as apparently another Chinese person at the resort, and somebody let her in, and she pretended to not know very much English, and then like a detective or something that interviewed her said she understood fully the nuances of the English language. So
Oh, nice.
so
she's
yeah. It's like when
Okay.
you go to an Italian restaurant and they pretend to have an Italian accent to get better tips.
Is that really a thing they do?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. Like many authentic restaurants or quote unquote authentic restaurants, the waiters pretend to have that accent. And like they walk away and you hear them talking to the other waiters and they just sound like they were born and raised in America.
I never knew that.
Yeah. Some of them, like, Mexican restaurants, a lot of the time.
That's authentic.
That's pretty authentic. But other restaurants, it's not 100%. It's definitely not 100%.
I'm sorry to keep pulling off on tangents, but I can't help myself.
All right.
And I don't really care today either.
Okay.
What do you think about people who try to speak Spanish at Mexican restaurant or like Hispanic restaurants?
See, if they know Spanish, that's good. If they don't know Spanish, that's just annoying. But so that being said, when you go to another country and you make an attempt to speak their language, even if like I were to go to Europe, even if we both speak English well enough to communicate, they would prefer me to make an attempt at speaking their language.
Right.
And if it's to the point where they can't understand me, they're just like, all right, English. All right, please, come on. But they still appreciate the attempt. So I imagine that's what's going through these people's minds when they order at a Mexican restaurant. But it's just not the same.
No.
It's just annoying.
I always feel like it's such a pompous thing to do. You start trying to speak
Gotta
Spanish.
get the tortilla.
Yeah, they say everything with all the correct inflections. We have a friend in common who does this.
Do we?
Yeah.
Oh.
He's pretty obnoxious about it too, because he only speaks in Spanish.
Does his name start with a G?
Yes.
Ah.
Absolute twat about it.
Call him out. Call him out.
We had lunch together a couple weeks ago, and he ordered the entire menu with Spanish only. Everything he said was in Spanish, and the guy seemed to like it. And I'm not bashing the idea. Just I thought Gaelic looked like a pompous asshole.
Yeah.
But going back, is there anything else we want to talk about this Chinese woman?
No, I don't think so. Speaking,
What was the malware? What was she like? What was the attempt with it?
I don't know. She didn't complete it, obviously.
Yeah, but was it just like a terrorist attack?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Man,
I don't think
solid
that's
reporting
been
here.
I don't think that's not my fault that I don't know. I don't think
No,
that
not you, them.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's not clear what her true intentions were. The malware may have just been I don't know. It says here it could have been a state-backed campaign, like Florida was trying. No, it's
Yes,
like China was trying to go after Trump.
Georgia was finally had enough of Florida.
I'm pretty sure the entire United States has had enough of Florida.
I mean, the whole. Did you do the Google your birthday?
Oh yeah, Florida man. Yeah,
mine wasn't very interesting.
I forget what mine was. I read that was an attempt because the idea was, for those of you who don't know, you would Google Florida man and then your birthday and find a news article that happened on your birthday in Florida and post it on social media.
Yeah.
I read that was just an attempt to get people to put their birthday on social media.
Everyone thinks stuff like that.
I don't know. It seems possible.
But it could also start because it's just funny because Florida's got some crazy stories.
Yeah. This is funny because they have a really wide variety of people there. They have all of the people who escaped from Cuba to to Miami. They have the rednecks in the middle and north part of the state, and then all the old Jewish people from New York that want to retire in Florida.
Yeah.
Because New York sucks.
Yeah, and also why would you want to retire somewhere that has
Taxes
state
your
tax?
income? Yeah. Got it. So yeah.
I see Australia's going in on what is it called? What is the word I'm looking for?
I don't know.
Censoring. They're doing censorship.
Not exactly.
It
so
sure-
I know what I wrote down reads like that, but you know the recent terror attack that happened in, I guess it was New Zealand,
Yes.
which is a part of Australia, the country,
Which people don't know.
and the continent.
Yeah.
But Australia has they passed a law that will punish social media companies for not taking down posts like that.
Oh, so it can't be shared anymore.
So I mean, it's a pretty aggressive law. Like it comes with like many fines. I don't know the exact number, but it also threatens to put the tech executives in jail. So like for Facebook's inability to take down the videos of the shooting in the last shooting, they would have put Zuckerberg in jail for years. So
If he went to Australia, because they're not going to show up at the U.S. doorstep and
right.
arrest him.
I don't think the U.S. is going to extradite him either because he generates a lot of tax income. So actually, maybe with all the recent issues they've been having, they might get rid of the Lizard King.
Yeah, his interviews were weird to watch. Does he ever blink?
I don't know. He certainly likes to sip 1 millimeter of water. Sorry, milliliter. God, science was a long time ago.
I didn't realize you would mess that up. I just thought you said milliliter twice.
So yeah, it seems really aggressive from Australia's standpoint, and I mean, I feel like there's no possible way for them to actually enforce this. And I mean, the worst part is that Facebook made an attempt to take these things down and prevent people from sharing them, but I mean,
this is politicians trying to stay in power in Australia. Because
possibly.
there's no way they can enforce this one.
I feel like what's going to end up happening is Facebook just leaves Australia. The only way to get, if they get fined or whatever by Australia, they'll just be like, oh, well, you got to use a VPN to get to us now. Just blocked from Australia.
Yeah, and it's just because also, what are they going to do? It's not like they can they control do they screen every upload that ever happens on Facebook? I feel like they can't.
Facebook? Ooh. I feel like no. I feel like there's no way.
It's just, and then once that video gets downloaded by somebody, it can be shared at any point on Facebook, and
Right.
Facebook has to find it.
Yeah, and I mean, it's even probably worse for YouTube, where I think it's like 1 million hours of video get uploaded every hour or something like that. It's a crazy stat.
Yeah.
Whatever it is. I mean, there's no real way to fix any of that. So,
But it's just the AI that they're using to figure it all out, to try to filter things, ends up, as YouTube has now found from their small creators, is a huge backlash, because it
Yeah.
ends up cutting a lot of safe posts,
right.
and losing small creators are leaving YouTube because they can't make any revenue off it anymore.
And yeah, and that kind of backs with what we were talking about Article 13 last week that the EU just passed, and YouTube and Twitch threatened to just leave the EU. Like I was saying, Facebook might do to Australia. They were like, no, if you guys pass this, we're just not going to
Leaving.
deal with it. We're not going to be available in these countries, which is crazy. And on a lighter note, France was like, hey, Twitter, you cannot do, you have to fact check everything that we're doing for our election. You can't let any fake news in. Like, you can't do this, that, or the other thing in order to protect the authenticity of what's going in Twitter for the election cycle. So what Twitter decided to do was just block everything related to the election in France. So when the French government tried to start a campaign
It got blocked.
for their election, it got blocked. And now they're
Nice.
pissed at Twitter. It's like they did more or less what you asked them to
Yeah,
do.
they said stop fake news, and the easiest way to stop fake news is don't let any.
Stop all this. Yeah. I thought that was hilarious.
Go Twitter. Isn't Twitter owned by Facebook now?
I don't think so. I mean, Instagram's owned by Facebook.
Oh, you're right.
I don't think Twitter is still, I'm pretty sure, owned. And
Publicly.
well, yeah, it is a public company.
Yeah. So is Facebook.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, whatever. Moving on.
Yeah. Speaking of big tech companies, Amazon is now the third large tech company to promise internet coming from satellites. So this is alongside SpaceX and something called OneWeb, who are launching a bunch of satellites in low Earth orbit to provide internet, low latency, high speed internet for the underserved.
Okay.
Amazon, their plan is to launch 3,236 satellites.
That's a lot of satellites.
Yeah, and if there's 3 companies trying to do this, that's a minimum of like 7,000 satellites, depending on what the other 2 plans are. But
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure the SpaceX plan was something like 5,000 satellites.
Jeez.
Yeah.
There's got to be a lot of junk in our orbit now.
Yeah. I mean, when you think about it, like, think about how many cars are on the planet. There's way fewer satellites in space than there are cars on the planet. And there's way more room in space in the orbit of Earth.
Wait, you're telling me there's more space?
Believe it or not,
in space. than Earth.
there's more space in space.
So where? I'm trying to think how far are these satellites?
Low Earth orbit.
I don't know what that means, man.
Some number of miles.
Helpful. So helpful.
Closer than high Earth orbit.
So are they at the same level as GPS satellites?
I think they'd be below that. But GPS satellites, I think, are in low Earth orbit. Maybe they're high Earth orbit. I don't know. I don't remember. I should know this since I work with GPS, but yeah.
Our computers just pulled it up.
Yep. SpaceX plans to launch as many as 12,000 satellites. Excuse me, in OneWeb, 650. Oh, wait. Facebook's doing it too. I hadn't heard about that. So it is, yeah, so it goes in tiers. So it would be 784 satellites at 367 miles, 1,296 satellites at 379 miles, and 1,156 satellites at 391 miles.
Oh, that was helpful.
So-
I can't picture 391 miles in my head anyway.
Nope. I don't have a frame of reference.
And especially if you're listening to this, you also have no freaking idea how far that is.
You asked, computer pulled it up. With slight lag, so.
Alexa is she's doing a lot better. I totally agree.
Hey Siri. I think that's it for general tech news. Moving into cars. Did I do this one?
No, this is me.
Okay.
I took all the car news onto this week because.
Okay.
So, I was issued this recall for my car.
Yep.
It was you have to get your airbag replaced because there's shrapnel in the airbag that will kill you when it goes off.
Yeah, turning your airbag into a claymore.
Yep. And the thing is, they have lobbied Congress to allow them to sell used cars without getting that recall fixed, and then they can bury the recall information in the fine print.
What? Yo, why would they even want to lobby for that?
Because
That's
they don't want to
crazy.
pay for the recall. So basically, any car they get that they can sell secondhand is no longer their problem, is what they're trying to go with.
Well, so they're burying it in the fine print so that the person won't know about it, or so they won't be responsible for it?
Person won't know about it.
Okay.
They're still responsible for it.
Okay.
They can't say they're not. It's
That's
still their
crazy.
malfunction.
If you don't get the airbag replaced and you get seriously injured or more likely dead in a crash, can you sue at that point?
I think you can, because who's to say you had the time? Who's gonna? It's your word, which is now dead, versus theirs, and they have the problem.
Yeah.
They had they're the ones who killed you with a live hand grenade in your car.
I saw pictures of someone, they bejeweled their steering wheel.
Yeah.
So, pretty much the same thing. Even if that airbag was totally fine, they're just dying.
Well, so no, that I see that's different because it's that cover comes off anyway. That's gonna hit you regardless. It doesn't break the cover and shatter into pieces, or then every airbag would be a grenade.
It might, it might pop off on little bejewels, but either way.
What? I might have one permanently stuck to your forehead.
Well, I guess I'm Hindi now. Yeah, no. My brother had a car with this recall, and I was like, dude, you should get that replaced.
Mine's still not fixed. If the side passenger in my
Yep.
car is dead,
Oh,
which is fine with me,
well, it's true. The back seat is the safest place to ride in the car,
In mine, it is.
especially in yours.
I plan on getting it fixed when I find the time.
Oh, well, you're just gonna get a new car.
Yeah. That's more news to come up, but that's in the making. We don't even need to talk about it.
Yeah, well, that's been in the making for months. now.
So, more things on cyclists.
Great.
I'm
That's
kidding.
what everyone wants to hear
Yeah.
about. What do you mean you're kidding? It's written down
No,
right
no,
here.
this is one cyclist. This has nothing to do with the population.
Oh,
of
one.
them.
Okay.
But I was kidding when I said this is why cyclists can't be trusted. So a homeless man in LA, he's 19 years old, slashed 9 people riding around in LA.
Slashed.
Yeah, he got like a woman across the throat and a couple other people severe wounded to like his face. He did this in like a matter of like 2 hours.
So what,
This
he's
is
riding
why-
around
this-
on a bicycle with like a machete or something?
With a large knife, I believe.
Ooh, yeah, that's not good.
So this was just next time you see someone riding their bike by you, run. You never know.
Yeah. Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah,
Why?
but this happened in LA, so can we be surprised?
No.
No.
Nothing that surprises me. That's nuts, though. Holy
So
cow.
I think the way to fix this, Grand Tour had a great idea with just are you caught up on Grand Tour?
Yeah.
Okay, where he says that they're having problems with people on mopeds. He said you just hit every moped you see, and then eventually you'll get all the robbers.
Get a bad guy, yeah.
So this is what we need to do for cyclists. You just start bumping them. Make sure they're out of your way. I'm kidding. Don't go driving around and hit a cyclist.
It's not even fun. It's not even funny. It's rude.
Or if we get them off the road, man, it's a win-win for everyone.
No, it's a win for you.
Yes.
That's all it is.
It doesn't matter. It's a win for me, and that's all that
All right,
matters.
I give up. I'm talking
All
about
right,
something.
all right.
Moving on. And speaking of cyclists.
More cyclists? Let's
yes.
go.
Have you heard of Zwift?
No.
Okay. Zwift is a video game-ish. You hook up your stationary bicycle to your computer and play a video game on your bike. And so I've never actually done it, but I've seen it. It's like it has a nice background and you're riding and you can ride with people that you know and talk to them and collect power-ups and stuff.
I'd make fun of this, but I'm perfectly happy with them doing it if they stay off the goddamn road.
But yeah, I mean, it's like a more fun, I guess, way to ride your stationary bike in the winter, right?
Or all year long. It's fine.
Or all year long. They're coming to esports.
No way.
Yeah.
So they're
There's
gonna do like a I was gonna say Grand Tour de France.
No, probably not that. I think they have like shorter stages. I mean, they can do whatever they want. Like, there's so many possibilities for this. It just seems a little bit ridiculous to me that they're doing a sport in a video game. I don't know.
That's based off of someone's actual human performance.
Right. It's more sport than I guess any other esport.
Yeah.
Thought that you would like that.
I do. I'm sure my brother-in-law is going to be all over that.
Yeah, I don't know, maybe.
He does stationary bike 5 months out of the year.
You know, it's funny. He also rides his bike on the road. That's crazy.
Yeah, we can't all win. He's married into the family, so it's not permanent.
It's not permanent. Oh, you're the worst.
Moving on into more gaming news, though.
Yeah. So, have we talked about Cyberpunk 2077?
We have not. I don't think we really touched on it. I think we might have brought it up when it got announced. That's
Okay.
all I can think of, though.
All right. Do you want to pull up a picture of the cover of Cyberpunk 2077? Because I really like the atmosphere and the environment that they're going with here, and it's made by the same people who made The Witcher.
Okay.
So you know it's going to be a good game.
Yeah.
But I read this week that they have some sort of mechanic where there's no way to fail a mission except for dying. So thinking of the implications of that, you know all those stupid games where it's like...
Escort a witness.
Yeah. And it's like if you get too far away from them, you lose.
Yep.
Or if they die, you lose. So apparently, there's the cover right there. I mean, that looks pretty like sci-fi badass kind of.
Oh yeah. I saw this on the rundown. I read up on it. I'm so excited to play the game because that seems like such a cool concept to me.
It's great because I mean, if it actually affects the game, which I assume that it will, because I mean they did a great job with The Witcher 3.
Just keep going.
But yeah, I mean, like that's so much less annoying. I feel like that introduces so much more freedom. Instead of having to do a mission a particular way, you have the freedom to do it however you want. And if you screw up, instead of restarting, you just deal with consequences. I don't know.
Yeah.
I like it a lot. It just seems to add a whole lot more like.
Can it be co-op?
Ooh, I don't think so.
Because that would be awesome if you could just mess somebody's game.
Yeah.
Just like, you know what, we're going to kill this guy, and I know it had a really cool part in the game, but now you can't play it.
Skyrim, single-player game, RPG, some people are working on a mod to make it multiplayer, like co-op.
Okay.
They got unbelievably overfunded on Kickstarter. Like,
did they?
Yeah. Like,
what was
hundreds
their goal?
I think their goal was probably like 15,000. I think they got over 150,000.
Whew.
I think it might even be more than that. We can look that up, but our computer is currently dog wrestling right now.
Yeah. It's fine. Alexa, you don't need to pull it up. We're good. Epic has poached Borderlands 3, my man.
They have.
I'm so excited about it.
Why are you excited about it?
Because I use Epic. It's not going to affect me to use their launch system.
I mean, it's just, it sucks a lot worse than Steam's launcher, than Steam's platform.
I haven't had any problems with it yet.
Yeah, it's just not as good. I mean, like a lot of the features that Steam has, Epic doesn't have.
I once again go back to my previous statement of I have not had any problems with it, and I'm not going to have any problems with it.
Okay.
Borderlands 3 is a single-player game anyway.
No, it's not. It's multiplayer. They've all been co-op multiplayer. That's like the fun of it.
That's true.
That's like it. That's like why you get the game.
Really? Because I got all of them to play them single-player because I enjoyed this.
Well, that's probably because you have no friends.
Okay. Well,
continue on.
You don't need to insult me every chance you get here.
I don't?
That's true.
So, the deal is that Epic is going to be hosting Borderlands 3 for 6 months. It's going to be 6 months an exclusive.
Okay.
And then it'll be on other platforms. So what that means is I'm going to wait 6 months to buy it.
Just so you don't support Epic alone?
Yeah.
Okay. That's fine. Yeah, you take
Actually,
it.
honestly, probably not. I say that now.
I don't think I'm going to get Borderlands 3.
Really?
No, there's too many other games.
There are a lot of other games. I'm more excited for the Halo Master Chief Collection on PC and Halo Infinite. Speaking of that, you should sign up for Halo Insider through Halo Waypoint, because if you do that, you could be selected to run beta tests of
Did
the
you
Halo.
actually get the pre-alpha?
No, I didn't. No.
Oh, dude, I saw that on Discord. I was kind of upset that
Yeah,
you didn't
no,
tell
no,
me
no,
because I had come down to play it.
Yeah, no, I definitely didn't. I was just messing around there. But yeah, like you can sign up. You can be a beta tester for Halo on PC, which I
I mean,
signed.
you're already a beta, so it's perfect for you.
Disagree. So I signed up because I want to play that game
Yeah.
on PC. ASAP. AMAP. Which stands for as much as possible.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So that's exciting. But anyways, going back to the epic
Borderlands
poaching
poach.
Borderlands 3. So in response to this, people started review bombing the previous Borderlands games. They were leaving just a bunch of negative reviews.
What was this to do? What was this
To make a
serving?
point. Because like they're unhappy. They're unhappy with how this is being handled by Steam. Well, not really by Steam, but by Borderlands, whoever makes it. I think it's like Gearbox or something. By Borderlands and Epic, and they just leaving thousands of negative reviews because they're irritated. It makes sense. I mean, there's not a good feedback loop between the consumer and the developer in the gaming industry.
And also, what the thing is, a lot of developers just don't care. Have you read the FIFA reviews?
No.
Okay, so there's some kind of glitch in Microsoft that doesn't allow to show the proper rating because they have like 10,000 one-star reviews and then like 6,000 5-star reviews and then a bunch in between, and it averages out to something like a 3.5, almost 4-star rating.
Amazon does like the same thing for some reason. I think it just discounts a lot of the negative reviews on stuff.
Or it just does it like, well, no, these don't count.
Yeah.
Because EA destroyed their game with the last 3 titles of FIFA.
Right.
And no one was making a statement. It was just a trash game.
Right.
And they wanted to let everyone know.
So, yeah, I mean, yeah. That's probably accurate that they're probably messing with the algorithm so that the number appears higher. But like for Steam, they actually made a fix so that they put a note on the game and they're like, yeah, there's a lot of negative reviews for this that are off topic because they're about being angry at Borderlands 3 for releasing only on the Epic Store.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Steam seems like the good guy and everything. I would give Steam that. They always seem to be pretty neutral and everything.
Yeah. I mean,
and they also understand how it works. Like Epic needs to make strides there where they were small when they started.
Not really, but mostly what Epic was the engine. That's what they were selling was the engine, and the games like Unreal Tournament were just promotion for their game engine. So them getting really lucky, honestly, with Fortnite, has just increased their presence, and yeah, now they're just taking it and running with it. And I understand why they're doing it, why they're getting these games to be exclusive on their store so that it draws people to the store, and then maybe they'll just hang out there for a little while longer. So I get it. And even the I think the CEO of Epic said that they're not going to do it forever. They just got to get that initial push, and then they'll back off with that. But I mean, it's mildly irritating. I will say though that it sucks that as a consumer there is no good way to really have a good feedback discussion with the developer.
Agreed.
And, like,
I will agree with that.
The only feedback I guess is how many people buy the game, and that's not even that good of a path, right? Because people buy the game and then they don't like it. Most of the time they won't leave a review, and I mean even if they do, like who's to? It's not a good representation.
The developers also don't listen to their alpha testers.
Yeah.
Because I did an alpha testing for FIFA 19 and I destroyed it because it was the exact same game as FIFA 18.
Shocked, I tell
know.
you.
And I was just like, why don't you guys why can't you change anything?
See, what they should do, what would make more sense is they're making so much money off of microtransactions anyways. If they really wanted to make a good game, they would make FIFA. They would just call it like FIFA or like FIFA Ultimate or something like that, and just continue to update it, continuously update.
Yeah.
Move to the software as a service kind of thing, and like just do like a battle pass thing. Like you pay, I don't know, $10 every 3 or 4 months, and then you actually get the team of the week players or something like that. Because it's just a better business model, and that's actually better for the consumer as well.
But it's all about making money, and those microtransactions are making a killing.
And they're putting such little effort into actually making and updating the game that they just don't care.
Let's mash a developer one more time.
Okay.
Anthem has been released.
Yeah.
Trash game.
I've heard.
There's so many bugs.
Yeah.
So many glitches. And they admitted that they rushed the launch.
Yep.
But they plan on making running patches. And there's going to be obviously no cost to you as a consumer. But they know, they hear it, and they apologized for this terrible game they put out that doesn't represent them at all.
Wow.
Sorry, I turned 14 for a second. Now I'm 15.
Yeah.
But Anthem really got smacked on their reviews because of how bad the game was at the start.
I mean, they should have just waited longer to put it out.
Agreed. They set a date and they had to hit it. And they also said that the environment that they created in their developing station was very toxic.
Yeah.
Nobody was supporting themselves.
Yep.
And that's what caused this game to be released in such a bad state.
And that's been a common thing with the gaming industry recently, is that, and it's really unfortunate, they're just there from a business perspective. Like, they're there to make money for themselves and for the shareholders, to keep shareholders happy. And it just kind of ruins the games because they set these dates and they have to meet this date, and whatever is done at that date, they're going to release. And so then that causes two problems. One, typically the game is unfinished. And two, the developers in that last 2 or 3 months, they're working 80, 100-hour weeks.
And they're trying to find every small thing, and changing one thing can affect so much.
Yeah, and it's just, they call it crunch. I mean, the gaming industry is thinking about unionizing to protect these people and their lives and their family relations. Because, I mean, it gets really strained when you have to work 100 hours a week.
Oh, yeah.
And, I mean, that's just sucks. It's unfortunate that is how these games are. They're just for the shareholders, pretty much.
Yeah. You got people who don't play video games invested in video games.
Yeah. So a privately owned video game company is going to be better. It's just going to be better if they hold themselves.
Off the top of my head.
I'm pretty sure Epic is private.
Okay. And they showed in their last game, I know you don't like Fortnite, but overall,
it's incredibly popular.
It's successful.
Mostly because it was free.
Yeah.
Yep. It's 100% why it's popular, because it's free.
And the microtransactions don't help anybody besides just something you wanted.
Right. And that, well, yeah. Also that, and it's cartoony enough that parents are okay with their kids playing it. There's violence, but there's not any gore.
Yep.
And
could you imagine if it had a
more blood option?
What is the game that has the more blood option?
I don't remember off the top of my head.
Is it Borderlands?
I don't know, honestly.
Where you just cut, like, people lose arms and shots.
I think there's multiple games like that, but yeah, that'd be better.
Or it's like Dead Space style.
It'd be cool if you could just change all of the graphics, like all of the shaders and everything, and make it look like an actual legit game, not just a big old cartoon.
What if it had what is it not? I just said the game, didn't I?
I don't know. Borderlands?
Dead Space. If they had that kind of graphic style in a battle royale game, that'd be terrifying.
Yeah. I'd be more willing to play it.
That wraps up our stuff on video games and pretty much the entire week.
Yeah, I guess it does. You ready to wrap it up then? Anything else you wanted to say? Bash on Cyclist one more time?
No, I'm good. I'd say I hold off for a week, but
I do want to say, Mike, if you're listening, we missed your email this week. It was disappointing not to have it.
You really let us down here, man.
Yeah. I think we finally said his full name on the podcast, and now he's done.
Yeah.
Now he's just done forever. But okay, yeah, thank you so much for listening. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe and consider leaving us a review on your podcast app or on our Facebook page. You can follow us on Instagram at LaunchSpeed and take a second to like and share our Facebook page. Did I just say that? Doesn't matter. We're also on YouTube. We have audio of our older episodes and video of our newer episodes. Hopefully there are no technical difficulties with this one.
I think if you speak a little faster, it'd be easier to understand.
Yeah. So if you want to watch us record, subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you have any tips, suggestions, feedback, things you would like to hear us discuss on the podcast, or
Waiting for it. I'm waiting for
fuck,
it.
I don't have one this week.
You didn't have one? Oh, dude.
Or
Marriage tips for Brendan?
please don't hesitate to send us an email at launchspeedpodcast@gmail.com or reach out to us through social media. We really, really enjoy hearing from you guys. We have had a Teespring. If you want to get some of these awesome shirts, then head on over to our Teespring page and get some bear gear because everybody loves bears.
You got to show off those bear bits somehow.
Oh, man, we should do a Pablo Escobar shirt.
We should.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Our Patreon page is also up. Shout out to all of our patrons for supporting us. If you want to get in at the ground floor, get stickers, shout outs, bonus content, and discount codes for our merchandise, help us out by just subscribing to some of our tiers starting at just $2 a month.
We're going to do bonus content now?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Your contributions help keep the content rolling and the beer flowing.